Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is Wednesday uh, version of Rasaji Speaks. Excuse me, it's Thursday. Lama's a day behind. I'm having so much fun. Sometimes I hardly don't know where I'm at. You ever get like that sometimes? It's really funny. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about our ascension tour that's coming up before we go over today's lesson. With today's lesson, the ascension tour will really make sense, like why we do them 6 times a year, about every 60 days. We're going to be talking about universal language of God. One of those universal languages is Master David's music. Sometimes, music is referred to as a universal language of the soul. It's beautiful, very, very beautiful. So we're doing St. Pete this weekend, and I know I'll have a chance to see you if you're listening to this Thursday morning, and it is Thursday morning. Lamaji's already on the way to St. Pete. I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends and all my brothers and sisters. Today's title is Sacred Resonance, right? God's divine energy, as Yogananda said, talking means vibration. In the vibration of God's cosmic energy, he's talking all the time, speaks all languages. Are we listening, which means to meditate? Fridays, sometimes people ask me in training, they say, Lamaji, sometimes you can just go 45 minutes to an hour plus, and it just constantly flows out. In the tours, you go sometimes hours at a time. See, the more God manifests through us, in that omnipresent sacred vibration of the universe, the more we are able to do that. I remember one of my, masters in this lifetime, Dehindra Baba. You can Google Dehindra Baba and find out some information about him. Most people that I talked to came to the consensus that Dehindra Baba was Enoch and Bhoganathar's age and was still living at the time that I was training with him. And he would have been somewhere between 350 and 400 years old. And he would move seasonally to 4 different places in India. And he allowed only about 10 or 20 disciples and apostles to get anywhere close to him. And the only ones that were able to get within his auric field, which was somewhere between 50 and 100 feet in diameter. Just imagine an aura, a spirit, 50 to 100 feet around. It's not uncommon for a master to be 25 to 50 feet. But 50 to 100 feet is really, really significant. Babaji's aura is said to be big enough that it would cover a whole village, if you can imagine. I know in his ashram, it definitely covered his old ashram, and he had several acres in his ashram, like 10, 20 acres. So it would cover that whole area. When you got anywhere close, you knew you were in Babaji's aura. Simple Father. And he would do darshan and satsang with people. And usually he was elevated. They had built him 4 different homes, one set in the woods, one set by the Ganges, and I can't even tell you where the other two are because he did never want just everybody knowing about that for protection. As you read in the autobiography of yoga, that some of the people mentioned in the autobiography of yoga, especially one master who was over 300, lived in a cave, somebody found him and killed him because it's not safe all the time for immortal in a mortal world. Think about that one, right? So you have to be careful when you're doing what we're doing. But anyhow, they would put a microphone on him in a stand, and he would sit there and relax and usually go for about 2 hours. And it seemed like one breath. It was always somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours. And it went on wherever he was. And he would take a break about 3 to 4 weeks in between the system. And all he would do is just sadhanas, a spiritual practice, bathing in the Ganges, spending time with the fire pit, doing his mantras with his mala beads. And he was doing that on a regular basis. And again, that is not as difficult to do to an individual that are used to God working through them on a regular basis. Because remember, as Yogananda said, as Master Yogananda said, he's talking all the time. You're sleeping, he's talking. Jesus, Shiva, the angels, they're talking all the time. They don't need to sleep. Heck, even my guru, my master, Bo Yang, right, sleeps about every 5 to 7 days for about 3 to 4 hours. And the rest of the day, he's in meditation and charges his battery because his sadhanas, his spiritual practices, his right to practice is so profoundly plugged in, charges his battery a couple hours in the morning, an hour or two in the afternoon and evening, and he's ready to go. And about the 5th or 7th day, he needs to lay down and go. See, also, when you can process the emotional, psychological energy of the day consciously, why do you need to process it at night and sleep unconsciously, right? It's all about being conscious. It's all about being conscious. And consciousness has to go to the levels before you go to the level. You go, wait a minute, what does that mean, right? Consciousness expansion has to go to the next level before the spirit, the mind, and the body can go with it. The true chanda can go. Jesus says, I go prepare a place for thee. In that one statement, he's showing you how it works. Very, very Taoist saying, right? He says, I go prepare a place for thee as I ascend to the Father. These things I do, ye shall do, and even greater things you shall do, because I go prepare a place for you, and I ascend unto the Father. When you follow metaphysically exactly what he means, it's telling you the whole pathway, the Dharma, right? Or the way, the Tao. Jesus was the living Tao, the living Tao, the living way, right? I am the way. I am the truth. I am the light of truth. Like the light of truth from the Lamasery. As you become more godlike, you begin to work, act, and behave like him. And that's how you know that you're in the presence of a God-man. Barakabashai! May the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. Looking forward to seeing all of you in the Ascension Tour. We got 6 of them coming up. You can go to thecircleofchi.com, check on events, and see where we're going to be. We could be in your city soon. God bless you all. Looking forward to giving everybody a great big hug. Lamaji loves you very much. God bless you.